Okay, hi Alex. Today we're doing a car talk. Alex is in Fort Polk, Louisiana, in the Army. He is an infantry guy that likes to jump out of planes, and he gets really mad when his car don't start in the morning. So he's going to help everybody else figure this out. So, what do we look for, Alex, when the car doesn't start?
Uh, Bad battery, bad terminals.
What's
Could
a
be one of those.
Okay, so let's say I start my car in the morning and it cranks a whole bunch really fast, and my headlights are bright. Is your battery bad?
No.
Probably not. So let's say that we turn the key and we go to start and nothing happens but maybe click. Could that be a bad battery?
Yes.
Yes. All right, so we covered the two basics of a bad battery will basically do nothing, and your lights will be probably dim or not on at all. A lot of times you look for the signs that I leave something on in the car. Maybe I left my dome light on, maybe I left my headlights on, but sometimes you could find out that, well, I didn't leave anything on and the battery's dead. And then we are talking about the charging system, Alex. So what makes up the charging system?
You got your alternator. You got your starter.
Well, kind of. The alternator, yes. The starter, no. The starter's more in the starting system, but yeah, you are dead on. Because anymore today, everything is in the alternator. Your regulator used to be externally. Now, mostly that regulator is internally in the alternator. And the regulator, what it does is it makes the voltage steady, basically. So instead of charging 18 volts through your battery and blowing it up, the regulator will keep it at a steady, maybe 14.4 volts. So anyway, so now we have the battery covered. We know that if the signs of a bad battery, the car is maybe going to click, maybe not do anything. We know that the alternator going bad could make the battery go all the way down to nothing. Now, if we charge our battery and it's fine, um, actually, there's a couple tests you could do. Some they don't like you to do anymore of a bad battery. Back in the olden days, the old cars, you could just disconnect your battery cable. If your car was running after you jumped it, and you disconnected the cables and your car kept running, then your alternator's good because it's running off of alternator power, right, Alex?
That's right.
So what do you have to say about this?
Get them done.
Hmm. Yeah. So basically, Alex is saying either if your car doesn't start, it could be a battery or it could be a starter. So you have to figure out what is it. A starter, I said. Okay, it could be a battery or an alternator. Yes, your starter could be bad. It's a possibility. Another thing to look at is your starter solenoid, right? Your starter solenoid switch is in what position? Where's that located at, Alex, sometimes?
Be on your starter.
Yes. Mostly today, the starter solenoid switches are on the starter. Sometimes they are found on the wall inside the engine compartment, but most of the time it is on the starter. Uh, Alex gets a little wild sometimes. Anyway, if you're done doing circles, Alex, it's time to get serious. Okay, so we covered the battery, we covered the alternator, we covered a little bit about the starter. Um, so let's talk about starting. You got your vehicle getting ready to start it, and it goes like really funny noise, right? What do you think that possibly can be?
Oh, that could be. Oh, I'm getting a phone call.
Uh-oh. Well, you're making a video, so come back. Um, so what do you think that could be? That but your car doesn't start, but it makes a real funny sound almost like a stripped gear sound. What possibly could be wrong? What component could be bad?
I don't remember on that one. You have to give me a refresher, Dad.
Okay. Well, it could be a bad starter. So your starter actually has a stripped gear inside of it, and it's making a funny noise, and it sounds like, whoa, this is a noise I've never heard before, but my car doesn't start, but my battery seems fully charged. So possibly I have a bad starter. So we know about now after this video, we know about batteries. Batteries could be charged or they could be completely dead. We know that the alternator charges the battery, and if the alternator is not working, the battery will go dead. Let's say my battery died, or let's say my alternator died right now, and we're going to drive somewhere, right? Will we even know that the alternator is dead right away?
Yes.
Possibly. What's the signals of that? The signs?
Car turns off.
Yeah, but for a while that battery's fully charged. So it depends kind of how it broke. If a belt breaks, you may get immediate indication of you're not charging. But if it's internally an alternator, it's a possibility that you're going to just drive and everything's going to seem fine. You're going to have full voltage and everything until that battery actually drains down. And then oh, the car's not charging anymore. Poof, then your battery may die. And then you're going to be stuck. So at that point, you'll have to figure out, okay, why did my battery die? Is my battery dead because it's just life expectancy ran out? Or is it a charging problem? So anyway, so Alex, we've covered batteries here. We've covered charging systems here. We've even covered a little bit about the starting system, the starting solenoid that runs the voltage to the starter. So we covered those two areas in the starting system. So we covered several topics, and I want to thank you for joining us from Fort Polk, Army guy. Continue to train people down there and have fun. But remember, when your car doesn't start, you probably, if you need a refresher, you can watch the video you made on it. And I will see you later. Peace out.